All right, now let's review the things that I was doing on the previous video, and I could do this either holding the bridle rein or the halter lead rope. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. That means go. Okay, good. So he kind of forgot there for a second, and then he went. Okay, now I'm going to try something I didn't do the last time. Let's see if I could bump him and get him to trot. Good. So let him know that means speed up as well as go. Now I'm going to push his hip with the stirrup. Is okay, not as good as I'd like. Good. Now we'll push his shoulder with the stirrup. Not bad. Getting a little better. Getting a little better. Still not as good as I'd like, but he's starting to understand the concept. There, that was not bad. Good boy. All right. Same thing on this side. Bump, bump, good. He walked off nicely. Like that a lot. See if I can get him to trot. There. Good. He's just doing really well. And a lot of horses will overreact to this stuff in the beginning, and then they kind of get used to it. And I don't ride them until they get used to it. Until they kind of handle this without jumping sideways and taking off on you. Let's move the hip. Move the hip. Move the hip. Move the hip. There we go. Now move the shoulder. Move the shoulder. Not moving it as well from this side. Move the shoulder. There. Not real good, but I got something. Not real good, but I got something. There we go. Okay. All right, he's backing up. Go forward. Good. Move the hip. Good. Okay. Now, I did step up in the stirrups a little bit the other day. I'm going to take this lead rope off for this part. I did step in the stirrups a little bit, but I did not swing my leg over, as I recall. I remember rubbing his foot with my tail, but I haven't actually sat in the saddle with him, and he's ready for that, I think. So let me review for him. So you're going to pull his head around. I'm just using the bridle rein. So that's a little stiff. Okay. Let him think about that a minute. All right. And I switched to a D-ring snaffle. Pretty mild side piece on that D-ring. There we go. He's being a little stiffer today than he was the last time I worked with him. And that's frankly not that unusual. They go through different stages. And he'll be stiff, they'll be stiff one day, then they'll get softer the next day. Okay, so that was okay. It wasn't an A+, but it was a B- anyway. My old school teacher days coming out. A little better on this side. There, good. Okay, and my ribs are better, so I can step up, I believe, from either side of him. So I'm going to bend his nose here. Step up, lean over him. Good job. Excellent. So can I touch the stirrup without him getting scared on both sides? There we go. Good. Good. He's just makes this look easy, doesn't it? If you've done this a few times, you know they're not all this easy. Okay. Bend his nose this way. And by the way, I know you noticed I put my foot in the stirrup and then I picked up the rein. If this was a colt that I thought he might jump forward or kick out or something, then I would not have done it that way. If I thought I would have a problem, I would have come here, bent his head, then put my foot up here, then bumped around. Okay, I understand that there's a protocol there, but part of that is my physical abilities. There we go. Okay, good. Good. I want him to keep that head bent. Good job. There you go, okay. All right, I'll let him look at it now with both eyes. So realize he chose to put me in his right eye. Let me ask him now to put me back in his left eye. Okay, thank you. And he went back to the right eye, didn't he? Okay. There. And that's just him kind of trying to get his balance because he's not used to this. And it, it would pull you off balance as well if you weren't used to it. He needs to learn how to balance with me on him. Okay. Tip your nose, bud. All right, there we go. That's interesting. This time he switched to his left eye, maybe because of my head. Maybe that's the reason he wants to look at me that way. That's okay. All right. Now right here, if anything happens, I can still step off, right? It's easy. Up till I throw my leg over, I'm not really committed, but I can, he's fine. He's not having too much trouble with this. But I go slow, don't get in a hurry. Okay. All right, now, go ahead. That's the first time I've sat on him and I've got his nose bent, so if he does move, I can pull him around in a circle. Set him there. I'll get off and walk away. And I'm going to wait on him to lick his lips. However long that takes. He obviously doesn't look very bothered. His head's up a little bit, but not that much. Are you going to lick and chew, Duke? Surely you will. I'm going to back up. I know y'all can't see me. I'm 20 feet away from him now. Now I'm 30 feet away from him. I'm waiting for him to drop his head and lick and chew. And he may decide to just come over here and snuggle me. Okay. That's what he's going to do. He's going to come over and find me and say, don't leave me. Don't leave me out here by myself. Oh, you got to love this colt. He is such a neat fella. You're such a good boy. Okay, so he did not lick and chew, which could mean that he just wasn't that anxious about what I was doing. It's possible that he just didn't get that bothered by it. The other thing, because licking and chewing happens when the horse's anxiety level is going down. Think about something makes you nervous. You turn in the final test at the end of a class or something. There's this, that relaxing and your anxiety level goes down after it's over. That's when the horse will lick and chew, when their emotions and their level of anxiety is going down. So if he didn't lick and chew, that means it's not going down. Perhaps it didn't go up that much to begin with. He looks pretty relaxed. His ears are out to the side. His head's not up. Let's see what he does if I climb on from this side. Tip your nose this way, bud. Good. And he had to adjust his weight, but that's fine. Now he's licking and chewing. Look at that. That's interesting. Okay. I'm not as good getting on from the right side. Keep your head bent, please, buddy. Okay. I might go ahead and just ask him to move his hip. I can't figure that out. He moved his shoulder instead. There, move your hip. So I'm not going to be mean or rough with him. I'm just going to politely ask him to move that hip. There, he figured it out. Good boy. Oh, you're a smart boy, aren't you? Beautiful. So you could count this as the first ride. This is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to actually go anywhere. Okay. Let him know that he's doing great. Notice that his head is still pretty low. Right now the wind picked up and he's looking at the flag blowing right there, but now he's back on me. Bend him to the left. I'm going to ask him to move his hip this way. Beautiful. Right there. Okay. So in my program, that's a successful first ride. Okay. Tomorrow I'll ask him to walk a little circle and we'll build on that. But it went really well, really smooth. He didn't seem to have too much difficulty with it. So stay tuned.